Hello anybody, and thanks for tuning in to Monday Morning Handicapping. This is a 2026 Preakness Stakes race projection / prediction video where I'm going to unveil how I think that the Preakness Stakes is going to unfold. So my projections are based on my interpretation of the racing form and previous 12 Preakness Stakes. If you want, you can check out my video, Preakness Stakes Winners, Trends and Patterns, for more information on the last 12 runnings of this race. The thumbnail is pictured down below, but I will have a video link in the description. So beginning with the break, number 1 Taj Mahal will look to get on the lead as he is breaking from post number 1 and will not want to risk being shuffled back. Number 2 Oselli will drop back and look to save ground as he is a consistent deep closer. Number 3 Crupper will look to hold his position down near the rail and stalk the 1 horse to his inside, who will go out for the lead and maintain the rail trip. Number 4 Robusta has done his best running near the front end, so I expect him to get back to his pressing ways that he wasn't afforded in the Kentucky Derby last time out. Number 5, Talkin broke his maiden from off the pace, and with no success in his last few tries pressing the leaders, I think the new jockey will know there's a lot of speed in this race and try to move down to the rail, sit mid-pack early, and make a run late. Number 6, Chip Honcho has been a consistent lead or pressing type, and I don't think he'll switch up tactics today and look to get down and stalk right off the number 1 in the 2 path. Number 7, The Hell We Did will follow in behind number 6 and look to stalk behind the main speed horses in the race. Number 8, Bull by the Horns, as the other deep closer, will look to get down to the rail and do his best running later. Number 9, Iron Honor will be ridden a bit aggressively out of the gate to get over toward the rail and stalk in behind number 1 and number 6, but in front of number 3, 4, and 7 in order to save some ground, as this horse is bred to appreciate this distance. Number 10, Napoleon Solo has done his best on the front end and finished his last race well enough and will be third off a layoff, so I think this horse's conditioning will be put to the test for this race and he'll be on the lead. Number 11, Corona de Oro, with what he lacks in class, he'll try to make up for by going to the lead and not risking being hung out wide around the first turn. Number 12, Incredible, has shown ability to sit mid-pack and kick on to win, so he'll be looking to save ground around the first turn to set himself up for a run around the second turn. Number 13, Great White, has also done his best running on the lead, so I don't foresee him changing tactics today. Number 14, Pretty Boy Mia, ran his worst race from off the pace, so I think he'll be going for the lead and looking to get down to the rail. So into the first turn, I think the less classy outside speed horses, number 13 and 14, will send hard and fast for the lead, with number 10, Napoleon Solo, following in right behind them. Sitting just off the pace will be number 1 down on the rail and number 6 and number 11 to his outside, saving something in the tank for the later stages. Number 3, 4, and 9 will tuck in behind those 3 and set their sights on number 6 as their target, being one of the classier speed type horses, knowing he faded in his last race. So those 3 will sit behind him, saving some stamina and wait for the fast pace to take its toll on the front end runners later on. Number 7 tried pressing the lead last time out and faded to run second in his first race around 2 turns. With that experience, I think this horse takes back some and rallying from behind as he was able to do previously in his sprint races before his last race. Number 5 and 12 will prioritize saving ground around the first turn and tuck in behind the chaos in front of them, settle in position, and look to advance later. Deep closers number 2 and 8 should have no problem getting down to the rails, saving ground, and watching this all unfold in front of them. Down the backstretch, it will be critical for any mid-pack horses that are behind the front runners to begin to find a lane through or around those front runners, who will presumably be tiring out and slowing down in front of them after a fast surge to the front. This seems particularly true for number 3 and 5 and 12, as they should be down closer to the inside. Number 6, 11, 9, and 7 should have clear running to the outside, and once number 6 and 11 make their moves around those other front runners, that will be the cue for number 3, 4, 9, and 7 to follow in behind them and start their moves. Behind them will be number 5 and 12 advancing, as well as those 2 deep closers. Around the far turn, I think we start to see this field bunch up as the front runners start to slow down and the closers start to make their moves. I think we start to see number 13 and 14 begin to give way as number 1, 10, and 11 sort of keep their pace, but are beginning to get overtaken by some of the horses that were stalking behind them. I project number 1 to have some traffic issues around this time, but I don't expect he was well equipped for the pace that unfolds in this race. Number 9 will swing out from behind number 11 and be about 4 wide around the far turn and go to challenge number 6, who should be going for the lead at this point. This will have rendered him semi-wide around both turns. Number 7 will do his best to follow in behind number 9, but still a length or two back. Number 3 and 4 will have to wait for this running room to the outside and swing out as not to get stuck in behind those tiring front runners, and will still be 3 to 4 lengths off the leader at this point. Number 12 will have clear sailing to the outside and begin his rally, as number 5 will have to decide if he can find a lane down near the inside and save ground, or swing out wide and try his luck there. And Irad Ortiz is riding this number 5, and he rode Renegade in the Derby, and I thought he was going to be faced with a similar decision in the Derby as he might in this race, and he ended up going wide in the Derby, so I'm guessing he's going to opt to go wide unless a really clear lane opens up down on the rail. Number 2 and 8 should be appearing on the screen about now, about 6 to 7 lengths off the leaders. Into the stretch. As they enter the stretch, I think number 6 and 9 will be battling on the lead, with number 3 showing something left for the stretch run, and number 5 and 12 rallying well on the outside. Number 1, 4, 7, 10, and 11 will have begun to give way at this point, not fading badly, but not making up ground on the leaders or the other closers, though I could envision where one of them hangs on to hit the superfecta. Of the deep closers, I envision number 2 looming boldly to the outside, and behind the number 5 and 12, all still in it and needing the leaders to start slowing down after a contentious early pace. At this point, the main win contenders I see are number 2, number 3, number 5, number 6, number 8, number 9, and number 12. So down to the wire, as with most dirt races, the stretch run is going to come down to which of the leaders can hold off the closers. With a projected fast pace early and the stretch leaders having sat relatively close to the leaders throughout, my prediction is that number 12, Incredible, will be finishing fast enough at this point to get to the wire first, as number 6 and 9 are slowing down late. Number 12 trained for 6 weeks into the Kentucky Derby, which was his last race, so I'm excusing him for not showing more kick down the stretch then. Now with the second race in 14 days, I think he'll be a little bit sharper and show a bit more determination in this race. Number 2, Oselli, appears to be a strong late-running contender, but ran hard in the Kentucky Derby 14 days earlier and has had a string of 7 races, one every month, and is yet to win a race. I'm going to predict that the Kentucky Derby might have taken a little something out of him, and he won't improve off of that last effort, but will still run well enough to be finishing. Horses 3, 5, 6, and 9 underneath are sort of a jumbled bag and can finish in any order. I think number 6 is quite talented, but will be forced to go pretty fast early and didn't fare well last time out going this distance in a seemingly comparable pace. Number 9 will sit a nice stalking trip and shoot his shot, but I think he'll also have been stalking close to the fast pace while being wide around both turns and thus running further and faster than I think is ideal. Number 5 is a long shot that I think can have a nice run closing late. He's been trying to press the lead in his last couple of races against Kentucky Derby contenders, but with the jockey change and previous success coming from off the pace in his first 2 starts, I think he'll go back to this tactic, which should be beneficial in this race. Number 3 is a bit of a wild card. I think this horse ran well last time out and proved he was willing to battle on the lead and fight off closers. This horse has nice breeding for the distance and has shown grit and determination. It's a big step up and the pace he'll be sitting behind will be hot, but this horse had the light bulb on race last time and I liked what I saw. Number 8 is a long shot that could get up to threaten if this race is as fast as I project and everything up front really melts down late. If this horse takes to this track, he'll be coming late. It's just a matter of how far back he'll be and how much the horses in front of him will slow down late. So now for overall takeaways, I'm projecting a very fast pace in this race with the speed horses from the far outside that are taking an ambitious jump into this grade 1 to go for the lead. I think number 5 and 12 will be sitting in good positions throughout, but number 12 will have the benefit to being to the outside of number 5 and can find his way into the clear and just get a clear run down the stretch. Number 12 is also going to be making his second start after a 6-week break where he ran decent in the Kentucky Derby. I just think he'll be much sharper in this race. So for my predicted order of finish, in first place I have number 12 Incredible, 5-1 on the morning line. In second, I have number 2 Oselli or number 5 Talking, 6-1 on Oselli and 20-1 on Talking, sort of either or. If I was going to do an exacta, I'd put both of them in second. In third place, my contenders are number 3 Crupper, 30-1, number 6 Chip Honcho, 5-1, or number 9 Iron Honor, 9-2. And that is it for my video on this upcoming Preakness Stakes. Thanks to everybody for watching. Feedback is appreciated. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of my predictions. Let me know where you think I'm right, where I'm wrong, how you think the race is going to go. I'd really appreciate it. There's still some time to make some changes, but this is just how I saw the race playing out. Please like, subscribe, and or share with friends. My target audience is for folks that are relatively new to the sport, so if I ever explain things that seem seem obvious or I explain things in a simplified manner. No, that's sort of by design. If you are a newcomer or know anyone who is a newcomer, I have a couple of playlists dedicated to newcomers. One is how to read a racing form. That playlist is 10 videos. They're a couple minutes each, and I just break down each component of the racing form and explain what it's telling you so that you can understand the racing form better, read it for yourself, and come up with your own opinions in any given horse race. I also have a playlist called Betting on Horse Racing. That's where I go over all the wagers that a track typically offers, talk about what it is, how you place it, the terminology you would use if you're going to a live teller. In some ways, I would structure a ticket based on a horse I liked in any given sequence, and how much that ticket is going to cost you based on your structure. Coming up next, I'm taking requests. Don't have a lot on my plate right now, so if there's anything anyone wants me to cover, just let me know. I may cover a weekend stakes race, just whatever the big race of the weekend is. Maybe just talk about it, break it down, and make an educated guess on who I think is going to win. I do want to get back to the pedigree playlist. I have about 8 videos of those out. That's just where I look at one of the sires that are now having offspring hitting the racing track, and I just want to get a sense of what their offspring are going to enjoy best. Are they going to like sprint races? Are they going to like longer races? Are they going to like the dirt? Are they going to like the turf? And how often are they winning first time out? So those are some videos that I really enjoy making. It's really actually worked out in a couple instances, so I might go back to that if I don't get any other requests or don't see any big race that I want to cover. I may just go live and look at a race card and talk about what I'm seeing, who I like and why. An introduction to reading the racing form, just looking at it and talking out loud about what I'm seeing and what I'm thinking, so that any newcomers can kind of just listen in and start to understand the process of reading the racing form and weighing what you see against the other runners in the race. All just some things I'm thinking about. Again, taking requests if anyone has anything they'd like me to cover. But that is it for this video on the Preakness. Let me know what you guys think. Good luck if you're playing the races, and I'll see you next time.